Laban struck another deal with Jacob. After Jacob finished the bridal week with Leah, Laban gave him Rachel in marriage in return for another 7 years of work. Jacob agreed to the terms because of his love for Rachel. It is important to note that Jacob did not have to work the additional 7 years before he married Rachel. He worked, excuse me, had he not done so, Laban could have taken Rachel away and probably would have done so. In effect, then, Jacob had a 14-year engagement period. He invested 14 years of his life in order to have the woman he loved. The fact that 7 of those years came after he married her is immaterial. They were still conditions he had to meet. Schemer though he was, Laban was looking out for the welfare of his daughters. He put Jacob to work at least partly so that his daughters could not be married to a man who was broke. During the 21 years that Jacob worked for Laban, 7 each for his 2 wives, and 7 additional years to build up his own flock and herds, Jacob became very prosperous. The Lord blessed him so that he became as rich as his uncle. When Jacob finally left Laban and took his family and livestock back to his back to his own homeland, he was a very wealthy man. Engagement, a time to secure marriage stability. Jacob's experience is probably rather unique. Few people are ever in his position of having to work 14 years for the woman he loves. His story illustrates the fact that engagement is not a time of idleness and pie in the sky by and by, dreaming, but a period of hard work and preparation. When Jacob and his family left Laban's house, they took with them everything Jacob had acquired during his time there. Those 21 years prepared him thoroughly to provide for his wives and children in every way. His time of preparation helped secure and ensure the success and stability of his marriage and family. Engagement is not a time of idleness and pie in the sky by and by dreaming, but a period of hard work and preparation. That is where the lessons lies for us today. Contrary to many couples, contrary to the way many couples treat it, the engagement period is a time to secure the stability of the upcoming marriage. Most unsuccessful marriages fail because of issues that could have and should have been addressed during the engagement. Financing, housing, sexual needs and expectations, parenting, philosophy, educational dreams and goals. All of these are potential trouble spots for married couples. Trouble can be avoided or at least minimized simply by discussing and working through these issues before the wedding so that both parties have a full and complete understanding and are in agreement with each other. Most unsuccessful marriages fail because of issues that could have and should have been addressed during the engagement. Engagement is a time of preparation for marriage. Note that I did not say a time of preparation for the wedding. Certainly, wedding planning needs to take place during that time, but that is not the primary purpose of the engagement period. Many couples make the mistake of planning only for the wedding and thinking very little about what follows. A wedding is an event, but marriage is a life. A wedding lasts only a brief time, but a marriage lasts until death do us part. Where is the wisdom in spending $500 on a wedding dress, $10,000 on the wedding, $5,000 on the reception, but not a single penny on books or counseling or other resources on how to make a marriage. An engagement devoted solely to planning for a 30-minute ceremony is wasted time. Much more important is time spent getting ready for the marriage, preparing for a lifetime with the person you have chosen and who has chosen you. A wedding is an event, but marriage is a life. Paul gave this counsel to the believers in Ephesians. Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15 through 17. Although Paul is speaking primarily about the proper way believers should live, his counsel applies just as well to engaged couples. Make the most of your opportunity before the wedding to prepare yourselves for the marriage that follows. Verse 16 in the King James Version reads, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Don't waste your engagement period on daydreaming and flights of fancy or naively assuming we're in love, everything will work out. Redeem the time. Use your time wisely to consider, plan, think through, and discuss every aspect of your upcoming life together. Success in marriage does not come by accident, but only through careful planning. The time to plan for success is not after you say, I do, but long before you stand at the altar. The time to plan for a successful marriage is during your engagement. Chapter 5 Principles. Number 1, engagement is a critical and indispensable time of preparation for marriage. Number 2, an engaged couple is committed to each other in a singular and exclusive way, just as if they are already married, except that they are not yet free to have sexual relations. Number 3, engagement is the beginning of marriage, the first stage in the marriage relationship. Number 4, engagement is the period when the marriage covenant is established between a man and a woman. Number 5, godly marriage is a covenant. Engagement is the beginning of that covenant, and marriage is the consummation of it. Number 6, the engagement period is a time to secure the stability of the upcoming marriage. Number 7, the time to plan for a successful marriage is during your engagement. Family, this chapter opened my eyes again to how sacred engagement truly is. Dr. Myles Munroe says something powerful. Engagement is not a time for testing the waters. That's what dating is for. Engagement is the first stage of marriage, a covenant agreement before the full consummation. It's a spiritual contract, not a casual commitment. Biblically, engagement was binding. Breaking it required divorce. That's how seriously God sees it. Engagement is the beginning of marriage. Deuteronomy chapter 22 shows us that engagement carried the same covenant weight as marriage. Faithfulness was already expected. God doesn't take engagement lightly because it reflects his covenant heart. So even before the ceremony, your character is being tested for covenant. Number 2, faithfulness before the I do. If you're engaged, you're already committed. Dr. Myles Munroe said, as long as your engagement stands, you have a commitment to faithfulness as if you were already married.